focus on the revolution of the Earth. Like I said, today I would like you to have a copy of the learner's book, which is the prototype. I would like you to get a pencil. You'll need a secretary. We shall work in groups at some point today. So you'll be reviewing that book. You'll be watching some videos in your small groups. I'll be hopping from one group to another so that we can learn. And then you'll be required to make a short presentation, a 3-minute presentation at the end for each of the groups. So last time when we talked about, we wanted to answer the question, why do we have day and night? Its axis. And that rotation is the spinning of the Earth on its axis. That is one thing that we agreed on to last time. Number two, we said that the rotation of the Earth causes day and night. I think this was agreed upon in the chat, in the discussion forum, in the lesson. Those are things that we agreed on too. Number three, that the Earth takes 24 hours to make one complete rotation. And since we said it is an oblate spheroid, more or less a sphere, it means that it takes 24 hours to complete 360 degrees. And if I asked you a question, and I did last time, that how many degrees that the Earth cover in an hour, we said it is 15. It is 360 degrees divided by 24 hours to find the degrees per hour. And then we said places on the east receive the daylight first, since the Earth rotates from west to east. So it appears the sun rises from east to west. So when you're on planet Earth, you'll see the sun rising from east and setting in the west. That is what we see. Even at school, you say, the guy is on the eastern wing. Those guys are supposed to see the sunlight first. But looking at Earth in general, places on the eastern side will receive sunlight first. Why? Because the Earth rotates from west to east. The Earth rotates in the opposite direction. I normally use the example of someone who is seated in a kamunye, in a taxi. When you're in a taxi and you're driving from Kampala to Masaka, you're moving in that direction. The trees you pass by appear to be moving towards Kampala. So for you are going to Masaka, the trees by the roadside seem to be traveling to Kampala in the opposite direction. So now, since for us who are in Earth, who are on planet Earth, perceive the sun to be moving from east to west, it can only mean that it actually rises, the sun rises, that for us, we are moving from, that the Earth is spinning from west to east in the opposite direction. Then we also said that every hour the Earth rotates through 15 degrees, and this can be used to calculate time differences for places on Earth. So we are arguing that every hour the Earth rotates through 15 degrees. So if you have places on Earth, like I'll be showing you shortly, one place is 15 degrees, the other at a difference of 15 degrees, we can know that probably there is 1 hour difference between those places, as we shall see shortly. This diagram is from your learner book and shows the rotation of the Earth. You can see how it is spinning, and then we are also seeing that it is tilted at an angle. So the Earth is tilted, the axis is tilted. This is important in the next sections as we talk about seasons. So in today's lesson, we'll focus on the revolution of the Earth. Revolution of the Earth. What is the question we shall be answering today? Our key question is, why do we have different seasons on planet Earth? By the end of today, we would like to answer this question. Why do we have different seasons on planet Earth? On a lighter note, I could say, why on earth do we have different seasons? That's on a lighter note. Why on Why on earth do you have different seasons?
The plural form of the underlying words, what you want.
Amuge, mute yourself. Amuge, mute yourself. So the keywords we shall be talking about today, the equinox. So by the end, I need you to understand what that is. The equinox, solstice, revolution, summer, winter. Those are keywords. And our driving question, why do we have different seasons on planet Earth? Why on earth do we have different seasons? Belinda, I see your hand up.
Yes, teacher, I was asking if we are supposed to write the review.
Are you supposed to write the review? I thought you had made some notes on that, but if you didn't write it, don't worry, I'll upload it. But ideally, you would write those are the summaries from what we did last time. Okay, so if you didn't write it, if you don't have it written, you can summarize it. But I think you also noticed that I'm only extracting the highlights of what we talked about. So our driving question today, why do we have different seasons on planet Earth? The assignment today is as follows. I need you to do two things. We are going to combine the activity in your learner book, activity 5.5 first. We will do activity 5.5. At the same time, we'll have discussion. How are we going to work? You're going to work in groups. I'll put you in groups of which I'll classify, solstice, summer, etc. Then you review figure 5.5 in your learner's book. I think that is the one on page 52. You're going to review it. You review video 2 on page 5. Page 5 is in the platform. You review video 2 on page 7 in the platform and in other relevant resources. So this one, video 2 is on page 7. I'm going to open and show you where that material is. So I'm going to open it. So I need you to review your learner's book. You review any website. If 5 in the online course, I have provided you with video 2 on page 7 in the online course. You're going to take your time. You review them quickly. And then I need you to describe characteristics of the identified area. I'll give you an area, each of you. I'll give you spring. There will be a group that will talk about spring equinox, summer solstice, autumn equinox, and winter solstice. Those are the groups I'm creating, the breakout rooms. So I'll need you to review, to describe the characteristics. What is the length of the day and night? What is the temperature? At what time of year does it happen in the northern hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere? So I'll need you to look at those things. Explain how the revolution and the axis of the earth are responsible for the differences above. How does revolution of the earth cause summer solstice? How does it cause the equinoxes? What are the characteristics during equinox? So I need you to talk about those, make some short notes. Before you present, you will do activity 5.5, activity 5.5 in the learner book. It says, find out the hottest month in places along the equator. What are the hottest months generally? Having reviewed the materials given you, you will be able to answer these questions in the learner's book. When is it summer in the northern hemisphere? Having reviewed the material I have given you, you will be able to answer this question. When is it spring in the southern hemisphere? When is it summer in the southern hemisphere? You're going to be able to do those things. Mukoda, Paula? Paula, go ahead.
We are answering like not on our book, then we give overall answers.
No, you don't have to write the full notes in your books. You'll make short notes. You'll present, one of you will present, and from that we shall make the complete notes. Yeah. So what you discuss in your small groups is not the final. It is the rough work that we shall be using to make our final. Is that clear? So to repeat, these are the instructions. You're going to be in those groups. So let me stop sharing for now. And I show you briefly the course that I'm talking about. I'm going to copy it. This is what we have been using. Let me just copy this material and put it straight in the, what's happening? A moment, it seems, okay, let me open again. So let me share my screen so that you see what I'm doing. I'm sharing the course material. We are here, chapter 5. Then we go to our book. Then in this book, let me make it bigger. I go to page 1, page 2. We have gone through that. Page 3, we drew this. Activity 5.1, we did. We go through page 4. We saw this last time. Please put power for me. Help me put power.
It's teacher in class.
Guys, behave. Behave.
He left.
No,
It's a
teacher is
recorded
not
lesson.
in class.
Guys, it's
But
a
then
recorded
he's
lesson. Let's
recording.
behave.
He's recording
Yes.
and
Let's behave.
it's going on YouTube. So if you misbehave,
And assume yourself.
excuse me, what type of is teacher going to put us in? Like I'm not really sure whether he'll put us according to class or he'll
The
just
classes or something like that. But let's
yes.
see.
Then we discuss the questions he displayed, including the earth and its search, and we'll find that topic in the earth and its movement.
Yeah.
The work.
Let's
think
remember
we're
what
also
your
going to
class monitor told you. Act your age.
I think we were going to talk about autumn equinox, spring equinox.
Yeah, spring surge. Thank you. No, actually, the work is not in the learner's book. The work, partly of it is in the prototype, page 52, activity 5.5.
Yeah.
Then the rest, teacher is sharing his screen before he left. It is on the e-learning platform.
The geography
Earth and
prototype.
its movement.
Yes.
Yes,
Geography.
the geography prototype. Yeah.
Last month, on this exact day,
Yes.
summer started.
What?
Last
Yeah, I started
month, on
answering the
21st
question.
June, the sun was overhead at midday at the Tropic of Cancer, and then it was the
Oh my
summer.
God, you guys don't share your screen.
Making it summer started last month around this time, or a few hours from now.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, check the learner's book, the prototype, I mean.
So like when you go to school, are they going to like like when you go back to school, like are they going to like repeat all these things, or they are going to
No,
give
they
us-
are not going to repeat.
Repeat. We'll
Like
have a
last time, we
review.
never repeated. Even this time, we are not repeating due to what?
And I know you
Sorry,
guys were worried
since we are
about,
short of time and we are like,
yeah, we'll just review, like teacher said.
yeah, we will just review.
And we also have to University 7, I'm sure.
You guys,
Riley, please tell these
mute.
people to stop making noise. They're recording.
Guys, the lesson is being recorded.
Guys, at least have self-respect, please.
This thing is going on YouTube, but if
You guys,
see it and will like.
the ones who are telling guys to stop making noise, the ones who are making. That's why.
Yes, guys, please mute. Please, the lesson is being recorded. Because it's so weird.
Guys, good morning. I am back.
Welcome.
I had lost my power, but I had imagined the co-hosts would have taken over. What happened?
But you were managing.
Just control. Some people were explaining while people were like losing control and just shouting and leaving unmute.
You mute them. You control people when you notice that guys are out of order.
It has to be bad when we mute them. They take us bad.
No. If there is lack of control, you use technology and control them. That's why if you're a co-host, it helps a great deal.
Yeah, I did so.
Okay, you did. That's great. So tell me, did you manage to access the course or you hadn't accessed the material? You did not?
Yes, we didn't.
Okay. So let me check. Man, power I hadn't plugged in properly. So that's why it went off. Everything that I was doing has closed. So I need to open up some of these areas again, okay? I've seen it. Okay, so this is what I was saying. We did this area and we agreed that all the 8 planets move around the Earth. They follow an orbit. We looked at this video. Now, page 5 is this one in the course. This is page 5. I'm going to copy this course and I put it for you in the chat room so that you don't have to take a lot of time to find the material. Please keep the chat room busy only with material that is to do with the lesson. So because if I see a lot of things, I tend to read the chat room. So if it is discussing Museveni and other things, then really it becomes a bit of a problem. So I've posted the course link so you can access it. What I need you to do is to review video 2. Video 2 is this one, the one that talks about the seasons. Why do we have different seasons? So that's video 2. Then I need you to continue quickly to 6. This is more or less a repetition, rotation. Don't have to go through that. We did it. 5.3, we did it. This area, the rotation of the Earth, we did it. Then we talked about the degrees, 15 degrees difference here. I want to believe all of you are able to do that, to calculate that. Activity 5.4, we are not doing it here. You'll do it independently as individuals. Then I need you to go to page 7. Page 7, you're going to review this. Tell us about the March equinox, the equinoxes. Tell us what solstice means. So what are those things? When do they occur? So review this diagram. I need you to review it. When does winter happen in the Southern Hemisphere? When does it happen in the Northern Hemisphere? There is this short video, video 2. This short video, video 2. This is the one I want you to look at. Video 2 on page 7. Video 2 on page 7. Review it. It is 4 minutes. It's a 4-minute video. Watch it. One of you should play it for the others. And then you discuss the questions. Where are the questions that you're supposed to discuss? Let me share them again so that you see them. Here are the questions. The questions are here. Review those videos, describe the characteristics at different times, explain how the revolution and axis of the Earth are responsible for the differences, make short notes and present. You also need to look at activity 5.7 in your learner book, find out the hottest places on the equator. When is it summer in the northern, spring in the south, etc., etc. I hope we are all very clear. Okay, thank you. Now, let's form our small groups. Is there a question? Do you guys have a question at this time? No, no question. So I'm going to put 4 groups. You are going to I'm going to let participants choose a group. I'll create them. Rana.
Teacher, are we doing both activities?
Yes. They are very short activities, do both.
All the answers are in that video that you have told us.
Some are in the learner book, some are in the video. The video is short.
Okay.
The activity is also very easy.
Teacher, where do we find the activity, the other activity?
The 5.4?
Yeah, the 5.4.
5.4 is on page 52 in the learner's book, in the prototype. Yep. So I'm going to rename the group. I'm going to call this winter solstice. Do we have equal number of students in each of these areas? In your, because I could just group you according to your classes. Would you prefer that, or I leave it open? What do you think?
Yes, teacher.
According
Yes,
to classes.
teacher.
According to classes, teacher. Yes,
Okay,
that's better.
According to classes.
The classes are 5 and the
So like
seasons
one
are
class
4.
is doing winter solstice, another class is doing summer equinox, like that.
Okay. So, where is my thing? Spring equinox. Another class to do autumn equinox. Another, unfortunately, there are fewer classes. Winter solstice. Maybe I could have one group do both. I mean, one, let me see. S1 East, S1 North.
Teacher, which means everyone will have to put their streams and their names.
No, they'll move. I'll leave it open. I'll leave it open. Let me, I wonder which stream has more people. Let me say winter. So I have Central, East,